Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. How you all doing? Right, Diablo 3, here we are. Just a brief guide on the support Barbarian ZBarb or ZBarb for group builds, group play. 2, 3, or 4 man, Z, depending which part of the ocean you're from, 0 damage. Doesn't do any damage, he just buffs everyone else, basically doubles everyone else's damage and double everyone else's toughness and armor. So just briefly go through the gear and the stats, approximate anyway. So you want two-piece Horde of 90 Savages set. In this case, I've got shoulders and chest because you want to double the effectiveness of all of your shouts. Anything else there that you deal double damage for feared, frozen, stunned enemies, completely useless. You don't need that. Doesn't matter. And then four-piece Rare Core set. So you can get a two-piece bonus. Furious Charge refunds a charge if it hits only one enemy, and then Furious Charge gains the effect of every rune. You don't care about the 1000% every damage. You don't care about 1% life. Your Ancient Spear deals 2% increased damage. None of that matters. We just want to double the refund your charge, gain the effect of every rune, and then with the Hordes of 90 Savage set, double the effectiveness of your shouts. So really, the stacking of stats, obviously your main stat, strength, which gives you armor, then vitality or resistance cooldown. You want a lot of cooldown on this build. Like at the moment, this guy's not very good and I've still got 57% cooldown reduction. I think my last season it was 64% or 66% cooldown. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But it was like 64% minimum cooldown. So I'll just go through the basic rundown what we're using. Helm, strength, vite, or resistance. The secondaries are not very good on here because we want health globe bonus and health globe pickup radius. That's what we want on secondaries ideally. On all gear, not just on this guy, on all gear. And if we want a resistance, if we haven't got all resistance, we want a resistance of some description. Like here we go, strength, fight, or resistance, cooldown on the shoulders because we want cooldown. We got health glow bonus, great. Health glow pickup radius, we could do with health glow bonus instead of the monster's experience as a secondary. Meh. Here, Breakers, Wraps, and No Ds are primal, strength, fight, cooldown, resource cost. Poison resistance, health glow pickup. Again, because the health glow bonus on this guy is only, what is it? Life per second, health glow bonus. 38,000. I'd prefer that to be closer to 120,000 ideally. So the gear, we're just using what we can use at the moment this early in the season. It's not particularly good. Chest, strength, fight, life. We could do with 15% life. We got physical resistance and increased health glow pickup because our total pickup radius is 15 yards, which is not bad. Belt, strength, fight, or resistance armor. Thorn damage, completely useless, but 6 seconds of ignore pain reduction, which is great. Oh, sorry, duration, sorry, which is great. Could do with really, instead of thorns, health glow bonus, ideally. Again, pants, strength, fight, armor, physical resistance, health glow, pickup radius. Cool. And boots, strength, fight, auras, life regen. Oh, did you? That's nice. Regen isn't terrible. We could do with something else instead of regen, like armor, and then again, pick up radius, but the experience as a secondary is useless. We could do with health glow bonus on that. Now, so it's 4-piece and a 2-piece, but then flavor of time, double the effects of pylons, or pylon effects last twice as long, sorry. Vite, resistance, life per second, cooldown. It's not a bad roll, this, but again, the secondary experience is useless. Here we go, strong arm braces for 30% increased damage for 6 seconds after enemies are hit with a knockback. So reduced damage from rage attack 7%, that's quite good. Strength, fight, or resistance. Crit hit chance is completely useless. That could do with being something else, but it's a primal, it's what dropped. Bandamite is a DPS Bandamite. Completely useless for crit. Yes, we got lightning resistance. We got obviously after casting Fury Charge, Ground Stop or Leap takes 78% damage reduction for 8 seconds. Out of maximum of 80%. Hold the left control key and you can see what the maximum and minimum of a stat or additional skill is. For example, strength 550 to 650 because it's an ancient legendary. Obsidian Ring of Zodiac, primal attack speed, cooldown, resource cost, health glow bonus, which is sadly my only health glow bonus on this guy. Just reduce remaining cooldown over your skills by 1 second when you hit with a resource spend and attack. Great. Because we want unlimited cooldown and limited ignore pain permanently, so 100% uptime essentially. Now finally, the Slanderer Rogue set. Every time you spend an enemy resource, gain 6% increased attack speed, damage and armor for 5 seconds, and this effect stacks up to 5 times, which is great. So 5, 6 is 30%. Obviously cumulatively with it not allowing for diminishing returns. Awesome. And we're just using what we use. It's really hard to get a Slandered Rogue, so when you're starting out, you just want to use anyone. You kind of roll it as best you can. Like Strength Fight, cooldown, resource cost reduction. Strength Fight, life per hit, cooldown. So that's obviously this is the one I've made myself a forged using the Primordial Ashes because I didn't see a little rogue drop that was any good for like a week. So I've just gone for it, forged one myself using Primordial Ashes and Incarnate Cube. And obviously there's gems, life per hit, life per hit. Because you want to be constantly attacking everything while you're grouping things up. So let's go through our skills, active our skills and passives. So on the mouse, left button is Furious Charge with Merciless Assault. Each enemy charge reduces the recharge time with Furious Charge. Good times. Works in synergy with the other build. With when you attack one enemy with ray occurs, it's recharged and refund. So you've got unlimited Furious Charge essentially, which is what you want to be doing. HSP a rage flip, so you can drag enemies, you slow them, which obviously procs strong arm braces because it technically counts as a knockback within the mechanics of the game. And also, you want to group them together for like your trash killer, whether whoever the trash killer may be, demon hunter or star pack wizard, doesn't matter. Now, action bar skills, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Threatening shout, veterans warning, so strike fear into enemies, making them do less damage. Great. Increase the dodge chance while under the effects of Warcry, just increasing everyone's toughness a little bit, making everyone a bit more survivable. Threatening shout. Strike fear into enemies and make... Oh no, I've just said that, haven't I? Oh, do less damage. Okay, yeah, sorry. Strike fear into enemies and making their attacks do less damage again. So we're stacking Warcry. Enemies do less damage with threatening shout. Attacks do less damage. Then falter. They take increased damage, so you increase everyone's damage, which stacks along with your other buffs and along with strong arm braces in synergy cumulatively, I'd say again allowing for diminishing returns. Ignore pain mob rule, extends the benefit to your allies, and your rage protects you from most damage for 5 seconds. Essentially, ignore pain doubles your toughness, basically. Then ground stomp. Smash the ground and stun nearby enemies for 4 seconds. This is another knockback effect, which works in synergy with strong arm braces, and then I use jarring slam. Enemies hit have a chance to drop a health globe. If you're having trouble grouping enemies up with your spear, you can use wrenching smash, increase the area of ground stomp and pull enemies towards you. If you're having trouble grouping enemies, so it's just a bit, I think it's a bit of a personal thing, but I want to pop health globes, heal everyone lots of times. Now our passives. Spiraling Presence, double duration of shouts. All eyes with 100 yards generate 3% maximum life for 120 seconds. Epic. These are needs must in within a meta build for a Z. Well below 35% health, use Relentless this is. All skills cost 50% less fury and life per fury is doubled and all damage taken is reduced by 50%. Just increase your survivability. As a support ZBarb support class build, if you're the only one in the group, if you die everyone else dies, especially the DPS or trash killer. Oh sorry, elite killer. Pound of Flesh, when you're healed by a health globe, so this works in synergy with the other bits we've got going on. You're healed by a health globe and gain 2% life regeneration per second and 4% increased movement speed for 15 seconds and stacks up to 5 times. So essentially 10% life regen and 20% movement speed. Great. We want to keep that stacked up as best we can. And lastly but not least, Nerves of Steel. Fatal damage instead reduces to 15% life for 3 seconds and you take 95% reduced damage and are immune to control appearing effects. And you get that once every minute. Oh, am I a bore? Thanks very much, Enchantress. God damn it. That wasn't very nice, was it? So yeah, Nerves of Steel. Second life, because as I said, if you die, everyone else dies most of the time. Also, as a little booster, a few gems which are in a needs must for this build. Ice Blink. Cold skills now apply a chill effect and slowed enemy movement by an additional 25%. Works as synergy. And enemies that chill have a 10% increased chance to be critical hit, so that's for everyone who hits that enemy. Gogoku Swiftness. Gain swiftness with every attack and increase your attack speed by 1% and dodge by 1.71% for 4 seconds, and the effect stacks up to 15 times. That's at a rank 121. Again, 1% cooldown reduction per stack of swiftness because we want cooldown for unlimited ignore pain. And finally, Gem of Vicious Toxin. You only really need to get this to a level 125 or plus. So, because we don't want the poison of enemies to hit for 7,700 weapon damage over 10 seconds, that doesn't mean any difference because it's a zero build, but we want the secondary of after 25 level of a Gem Infection Toxin. All enemies you poison take 10% increased damage and from all sources, which includes members of your party, and deal 10% less damage. So again, more damage reduction, 10% increased damage for everyone. This stacks again with everything else, including strong arms with what's going on. And that's essentially what a Z is, a ZBarb support Barbarian is. What we would do is, let's for example, in a two-man group, we just done 148. Your potions, because you've got the Altar of Ashes, you'd alternate your potions unless you need for survivability. You'd alternate your potions with other players, so there's always, let's say, whatever's going on. Do you know what I mean? For example, this is a red circle, like looks like an ocular circle but red, same as a few seasons ago. That doubles anyone's damage standard inside that. It doesn't last very long, but doubles anyone's damage, for example, on that occasion. You need to alternate your potions with everyone else, so there's always a potion on the floor, so you're always dealing damage or armor or something, just some sort of proc from the Altar of Ashes for the season buff, which is the secondary chain. As you know from previously, my Altar of Ashes is complete, so I get all the buff from it, as well as double primals, and hence why I'm wearing the Wings of Terror, because they look awesome. But yeah, this is the meta support for the season, so regarding any questions, comments, post them down below for us about support or ZBarb within 2, 3, and 4-man groups. Anything you need to know, like for example, there are a few variations and options here. I'm using the Executioner, attacks will slay enemies with less than 10% health. I'm using Nemesis, so obviously we get an extra elite with a pylon. And Oculus Ring is in the cube, so to get maximum efficiency of the damage of 85% when standing in the area, because I've got a Primal Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. Normally it'd be the other way around, you wear an Oculus and Obsidian would be in the queue. Because I've got a Primal Obsidian, I want the stat boost. Yeah, any comments, questions, happy to pop them down. Like, subscribe. I'm going to be posting videos almost daily about the odd weekend about various tutorials regarding my push. For example, push is not doing too well at the moment because it's so competitive this early in the season. When I done the 130 in 9.5 minutes, I was 415 on the leaderboard the other day, having been knocked down to 862. So we'll be doing some push videos later on in the week when we get a few more paragons, probably closer to 3,000 paragons and some slightly higher augments. But again, as I say, like, subscribe, comment, feel free to ask any questions. I'll do my best to help, and if anyone's got advice or if I've missed, please, don't, by all means, comment and let me know so I can adjust or reiterate anything I've missed. Have a lovely day, everyone, and I'll catch you all tomorrow.